It's Monday on the Beat, so it's time for a new segment we're liking to do on Mondays called The Real List, where we focus on what's important in the world, what's real in the news, and people who are doing something positive or significant. You know we care about it if we have a graphic, guys. It's Robbie Myers, former editor-in-chief of Elle magazine, a consultant on women's issues and fashion, and Dr. Heber Brown, senior pastor of Pleasant Hope Baptist Church in Baltimore, founding director of Aretas Cross Freedom School, and always bringing the hat, Doctor. Looks good.
To see you.
It looks good on TV. Who's on your real list, sir?
First group of people on my real list, Maxine White and Julius Tillery. These are farmers in eastern North Carolina who are utilizing their genius in growing food and moving food to improve the health conditions of their community and beyond. Maxine White started a food hub in a small town of Bethel, North Carolina, a small country town, but is doing amazing things through her food hub. She brought 800 eggs to Baltimore recently and had me moving eggs around the city. And Julius Tillery is a farmer, fifth generation cotton farmer, and he has a company called Black Cotton.
Doctor, I see you. We got it up on the screen. I see you with those eggs. Doctor,
man,
you look
listen,
good holding
I've been moving eggs all week. All week I've been moving them. And Julius, he takes cotton and makes boutonnieres and home decor out of cotton from his cotton farm. A young farmer doing innovative things, but they're making agriculture real cool. And I know a lot of people are focused on fresh food and local food. We also got to big up the farmers in the country as well, like Maxine White, Julius Tillery, and so many others.
Robbie, who's on your real list?
My real list is, we have 5 days left of Women's History Month, and I think it's time that we look at 3 young women who I think are going to make history going forward. They are from, of course, the march over the weekend. And the first one is Emma Gonzalez. I mean, it's too bad that the NRA was so cynical about who was really putting this march together and who was behind it, because you can't watch this young woman talk and not talk for almost 6 minutes and not cry. It was so incredibly moving. The other young woman is Naomi Wadler, who, at this moment where we're all talking about intersectionality, she's representing 3 things when she stood up there yesterday. One is the Black Lives Matter movement, one is the Women's March and feminism, and one, of course, is gun control. And she stood up there because she wanted to talk about all of the women of color who are victims of gun violence who are not recognized regularly in the news. And the third one, of course, is Yolanda Renee King. She has some good DNA, and talk about a celebrity, a real celebrity. 9 years old, she said, enough is enough.
And you put it there, and I got to think, I don't want to make assumptions about anyone in the country, but after I was down there covering the march and I saw a lot of people in the march, and I think that would be on a lot of people's list. Mine relates to that, which is policy. A big thing that came out as we were watching this over the weekend was, okay, what is going to happen? And so if you look at this on the basis of what comes next, let's look at actual detailed proposals, which in some ways can be less exciting than some of the great leadership we saw, the great speeches. I wanted to put 3 policy items on the real list. The first is the assault weapons ban, which Senator Feinstein did pass. When people say, oh, you couldn't pass this into law, it was law, and it expired under the compromise they have. She's still pushing that. Number 2 would be this bump stocks issue. The Trump administration, I want to report the facts, did move forward on a rule. The next step is it goes through what's called an administrative comment period, and I think we're going to keep an eye on what happens through that and whether it really becomes a permanent rule. And third, probably the most ridiculous thing that people can't understand around the world, this no-fly list. We've got people, we won't let them on planes, but they can buy guns. There's a bill to change that. That's also on my real list. Quick final thought, Dr. Brown?
I know you're a hip-hop head on the low, Ari. We know your secret. Listen, I got to give it up to Maimouna Youssef. She did a Tiny Desk concert with Common recently. This sister can sing, she can rap. Baltimore's own, raised in D.C. as well. But listen, I want soccer moms everywhere. Impress your children tonight by telling them about Maimouna Youssef, Moo Fresh, and put that in the YouTube tonight.
All right, Dr. Brown giving out YouTube tips and representing the local, keeping it local on the national news. I love it. That's why we want to do this every Monday. I hope you'll both come back, Robbie Myers and Dr. Heber Brown. Up ahead, my special report on Donald Trump's major policy priority and whether it's getting done.
Car you can command when you're nowhere